Well, hello everybody. Yes, another update and yet another apology for no videos from me. It really is a matter of time. My days off are spent either, well, obviously looking after my flat, cleaning, etc. Then doing modelling. I usually have my son over at the moment because he's finished school, and there's not much time left once I've done modelling. You know, also got the dog over, so I have to take him for walks as well to do video editing, and that's the thing I find takes the time. But I've got to be honest, I can't remember the last thing that I actually put up as a video. I should have checked before I started this, but today is August the 1st 2021, so I believe that I was videoing this, which was the P40 Warhawk, which is covered in dust already from sitting around, but I did actually finish it. I'm quite pleased how it came out. Yeah, I enjoyed building that one. Experimented with a bit of weathering. It's not that good, but yeah, it's quite good. I need to get a anti-static brush for dusting them, obviously, so I'll just do the dusting more often. But yeah, it came out quite well. See underneath, quite pleased with that. So this is only a short update, so I'll just pop that over the way. And then I built the new Airfix 172nd Bristol bow fort. Let me get that right. I think I've managed to crack the part of the canopy glass there, but again, this was something new I tried on here. Was a bit of weathering with oil, so I painted it with the, what was it, a dark green, dark earth camo, and I just weathered it using oil paints. Obviously I didn't quite do enough there because it's a bit yellowy, but yeah, I'm quite pleased with the way this came out as well. Sky underneath, obviously, on the fill floor is panel line washes over it. That's quite an enjoyable build. I've got no idea what happened in the back of the turret here, but something got in when I was spraying it and clouded it a bit, so I just put it to one side to hide it, but I'm not sure what happened there. I don't think it was any glue, but another nice new style kit from Airfix. My only complaint with them is the slightly heavy panel lining, but yeah, nice. Could have had a torpedo underneath. I bought some aftermarket decals for this one. It's based not too far away from where I live at RAF Thorney Island. It was on detachment from another squadron, so thought I'd try and do a local bird, as they say. But so that was that. Another thing I've been playing with is this ME109 Swiss Air Force, but I've used a mask set for the national insignia, but I'm not quite sure what went wrong. It's as Zvezda kit, and this forward part of the cowling here, was it this part? Let me think. There was something that slotted into tabs in here, and then the canopy wouldn't fit, so I thought not a biggie, so I filed the canopy down, and then when I come to put this part on, this forward cowling, these gun blisters didn't fit properly. They were too far back, so I had to cut this off, move this part forward again, which obviously then left a gap from where I'd filed away some of the canopy, so I've then had to fill that in and reinstall a panel line. And of course one of the national insignias is got a bit dirty, but I've got the mask on it again to paint it up, so it's one of these where it's a bit of a mojo killer after all the work painting all this and then that being wrong. It's obviously, it's got a full engine interior, brackets, whatnot. There's the underneath. I'm still trying to try new things on each kit. Tried doing some pre-shading, but obviously once I got over the red, it's sort of hidden it a bit because it's a darker colour. But as you can see, I've still got the masks on for the serial number there, but I've got to do the modelling, so I might be doing that this afternoon. As I say, a bit of a loss of mojo again at the moment, but then obviously unless you remember certain forms you won't know, but I've just got over COVID myself despite being vaccinated. To me it just felt like I had a cold. My son actually had been over and he went back to his mum's and he apparently started coughing and he tested positive for COVID, and a couple of days so I had to come home from work and started self-isolating. A few days later I had a bit of a cough in the evening. I tested myself with the lateral flow test, came back negative. Tested myself again the next day, again negative. Just felt like I had a cold. That was a Saturday. And the Sunday I did feel quite rough. Just felt like I had a really bad cold. And I tested myself again on Monday, and then I got a positive result. So I went for the PCR test, and that came back positive as well. So that involved another 11 days. So in fact I was self-isolating for 2 weeks, and my son is over at the moment. So the day I was my prison sentence was up, I had to go back to work. So but it's nice to get out and about. I mean, I know there's, you know, you hear about people who've had to shield for months and months and months not be able to go out. It was bad enough doing 2 weeks. I was going out on my tree. In the 2 weeks I spoke to the people at the PCR test centre, and a friend who did some shopping with me dropped it at the doorstep. Then I went out on my balcony and I spoke to her from below there. They were the only people I spoke to, or saw I should say, because obviously I spoke to people on the phone. But yes, I can imagine how it can affect you mentally over long terms. So anyway, going back onto the modelling track, that's the Zvezda 109 Swiss Air Force. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different there. So that's the masking set I used, which was Montex mask. So something new to learn. I'm quite pleased with it. So I didn't quite have my paint mix right there, so it's a bit speckly onto the RLM 76 there. Much better on that side, so I've got to tidy that up as well. I find these little things are mojo killers when they don't go right first time. And I must admit, I'm still like a kid. I just build them and that's it. And then I've got a Kinetic F16 on the go here. All gone together well. The body, the fin, the tail, everything, wings are perfect. But just this nose section around here, because I've got different versions. This is an F16 AM or whatever it's called. I'm doing a Belgian Air Force one. So they've got different bird shredders, as they call them, the identification frame throw thing on here, and different parts on the side. So obviously there's a big gap there, you can see some filler, and I think there's going to be some more needed here. But this is just a out of the box build with some aftermarket decals. The other thing is, when I was cutting the wings out, one of the static wicks managed to break a bit. They're quite good kits, but they've got quite thick attachment points on the sprue. But yeah, it's gone together really well. Really pleased with it. Don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with the kit. Feels like there's a bit of a step there, but I'm not on that side, so not a lot I can do about that. But there's obviously, I don't know if filler's going to be needed there or not, or whether there's something that goes in there at the moment. Yeah, that's quite good. So I am modelling, but as I say, it's the video editing. I mean, if I can just do this and stick it up, that's fine. But sitting there going through hours and hours of build video and deciding what to put in and what not to put in, I find that quite difficult. So, but I just sort of, you know, got 270 odd subscribers now, beyond my wildest dreams. I mean, I don't really do this, well, what do I do it for? A bit of fun, a bit of entertainment. I mean, I know I'm not a very good modeller, just a bit of fun, but it's, as I say, it's finding time. My days off when I haven't got my son over, the main desktop's free, but I want to do my modelling then. And then when he's over, I can't use the desktop. I can do it on the laptop, but it's a bit slow, and I tend to model then. So I don't get a lot of chance. He's over in there playing Fortnite or something as usual, but keeps him quiet. Supposed to be able to see me, but he's sitting all his time in his room on the computer. But they are a new generation. I've tried getting him interested in this. They're boring, Dad, they're boring. But yeah, each to their own, eh? Each to their own. Okay guys, well I guess really that wraps it all up. That's all I've really been doing over the past God knows how long. As I say, I'm really sorry I find it difficult to complete video builds at the moment. As I say, my desk is against here, behind me on a table is my extractor unit, and because I'm tending to use more lacquer based paints, don't want to breathe those in, so I've got it venting out of a window over that side. Plus recently we had a little mini heat wave here in the UK, and the windows behind me are south facing, and this was right during when I was in isolation. It was baking in here, far too hot to do anything. So yeah, it was one of those I really wanted to go out for a walk, but I couldn't even do that. So as I say, the real symptoms having COVID for me lasted about 4 days, because as I said, the Sunday I felt the worst. The Monday I started feeling better. I tested myself, and that's when I tested positive. So either I didn't do the tests right, but the control line came up, so I said I did. Well, unfortunately, there's a guy I was working with for a couple of hours on the Thursday when my son texted me and said, "Dad, I've tested positive for COVID." So I had to go into isolation. I obviously passed it on to him as well, and then he worked with a couple of other people at work and they had to isolate. So yeah, you can see how it can affect industries. You know, that was just one person, obviously, you know, affected 3 or 4 people at work. So luckily none of them got it, I don't think. And the other thing is, my son was over with my ex-wife, and she didn't get it. She's double vaccinated, so I think Adam and me just been somewhere together. We came into contact with somebody, and when they were really infectious, passed it on to us. So I spoke more about COVID and modelling on this video, but yeah, it's time. Time's everything. I admire these people who knock out these fantastic models and produce brilliant videos as well. Anyway guys, I'll end this here, and stay tuned. Please don't unsubscribe. I know I'm not the most frequent uploader, but I will get back into it at some point. Hope you're well, stay safe, enjoy the rest of the summer, winter, wherever you are in the world, and happy modelling. Bye.